Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Before we start this video, make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome content in the future. 2019 MLB class is one of the best free agent classes ever. Brian Dozier, the Washington Nationals. He can play multiple positions in the infield and has a power bat. He is pretty good defensively in the infield and he is a pretty great contact hitter on top of that. I suspect the Washington Nationals will be on top of that list to sign him. Therefore are the front runners in my opinion. Especially because they don't have Daniel Murphy anymore and most likely will not have Bryce Harper anymore too. But that doesn't mean there are other teams in the mix for Brian Dozier. Nelson Cruz, the Seattle Mariners. Cruz is one of the best power hitters in the game at the age of 38. He mostly plays DH role or sometimes right field. He hits 20 plus home runs every season since 2009 and has 3 seasons plus with 40 home runs as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he hit 40 home runs again in 2019. He still hits for a really good batting average for a power hitter, and his career batting average is .274, but with the 4 seasons with the Seattle Mariners, his batting average is .284. He's a huge addition to any ball club and is a team leader and a mentor to other players. Cruz will most likely sign with the team in the AL because of the DH role. I think he will sign with the Mariners again because Seattle can't afford to lose one of the best power hitters in the game. So I think he will sign a 2-year deal worth $22 million. There are other teams in the AL who would like to have a great power hitter on their team and a great role model too. Daniel Murphy, the Cleveland Indians. Murphy could either sign with the Chicago Cubs or the Cleveland Indians this offseason. Why wouldn't the Cubs sign Murphy? Mostly because they already have Ben Zobrist and Hagar Baez to play second base or shortstop too, but also have depth in those positions. The Indians have great players like Francisco Lindor, Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion, Alonso, but they don't have much batting depth at second base. So I would say Daniel Murphy is a perfect fit in Cleveland. He can hit for power and average and can be the final piece of their championship puzzle. Let's say they sign him to a 3 to 4 year deal worth 35 to 40 million and would make Cleveland even better next season. Andrew Miller, New York Mets. Miller is one of the best non-closers in baseball. In the 2016 postseason with the Cleveland Indians, he was virtually unhittable. He will be too expensive for the Cleveland Indians to keep because they are on a cautious budget. However, the New York Nets could be the right place for Miller to sign because they need bullpen help bad. The Nets had the 28th worst bullpen in the league. If the Nets want to win, they need all the help they can get. They will pay Andrew Miller quite a bit of money to sign with them. I suspect they will offer him a 4-year deal worth $55 to $60 million. But that could be another team in the midst for Miller too. You never know. Dallas Keuchel, the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners have a good offense, but it's their pitching that is lacking. They did improve in pitching in 2018, but their ERA was 4.13 in 2018 compared to 4.46 in 2017. That was a dramatic improvement. But they did miss the postseason again, but the bright side was they won 89 games. That is the highest win total since 2003 when they won 93. Seattle really needs a great starting pitcher. Keuchel is one of the best starting pitchers in the free agent market. If they were to get Dallas Keuchel, they would take away Keuchel from the Houston Astros, their division rivals. They can even help them to be more competitive against Houston and maybe even help them make the playoffs and maybe even win more games. Houston already has a stock rotation to be, and they don't really need Keuchel anymore. The Mariners will pay Dallas Keuchel a lot of money, like a 3-year deal worth $40 million. Craig Kimbrell, the Atlanta Braves. Craig Kimbrell is a top 3 closer in baseball, and the Red Sox would hate to lose him in free agency. They will most likely lose him even though they have the highest payroll in baseball. and they have Chris Sale, Rick Porcello, a must-sign by next season. Even Milwaukee Betts is going to get a pay raise. So Campbell could be priced out of Boston. The Atlanta Braves are a great team, but they don't have a great closer. They are finally ready to be a contender again. If they did sign him, I suspect the contract would be a 4 to 5 year deal worth $50 million to $60 million. He was with the Braves in 2010 to 2014 and could be a reunion in the works. Josh Donaldson, the St. Louis Cardinals. Josh Donaldson won the 2015 MVP award and is a great third baseman overall. Maybe the Cleveland Indians consider bringing him back for next season, but I just don't see that happening with Jose Ramirez at third base. He wants to get paid a lot of money in the offseason, so that will put Cleveland out of the question. The St. Louis Cardinals are in a desperate need for a third baseman. St. Louis did try to make a trade for him in 2017, but apparently offered a big package to require him last year, but did not happen at all. If the Cardinals want him, they will have to pay him around $22 to $24 million at least per year, with a 3 to 4 year contract with that. It's basically a great match made for St. Louis and Josh Donaldson. Clayton Kershaw, the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's one of the best starting pitchers in baseball. He will most likely opt out of his current contract with only 2 years left on his deal. Why would he want to opt out of his contract? Because he wants to get paid even more and have a longer contract overall. And on top of that, the Dodgers are not going to let him go that easy, especially because he's a 3-time Cy Young Award winner and a 2014 NL MVP and a great pitcher overall. And he's basically going to get paid a lot more and stay with that same team. If the Dodgers want to go back to the postseason and maybe even reach the World Series again, they will need to re-sign him for sure. Kershaw will resign with a long-term deal like 7 to 8 year deal worth $260 million and will stay with the Dodgers for now. Manny Machado, the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies did try the trade for Manny Machado in 2018, but did not get him. He went to the Dodgers instead, and he went to the World Series too, but did not win it. They could use a superstar like Manny Machado on their team. He could play second base or shortstop. Their offense would improve tremendously and would be a big threat at all times. Manny could get a lot of people to the ballpark and get their fans super excited to watch the Phillies again in 2019. And maybe even make the playoffs too. If the Phillies would sign 4-time All-Star and 2-time Gold Glove winner Manny Machado, what would the deal look like? I would say a 10-year deal worth $290 million, but the New York Yankees are still interested in him too. So Philadelphia, if you want him as bad as New York, sign him as fast as possible or he will be gone like that. Bryce Harper, the Chicago Cubs. The Washington Nationals had a disappointing season and are a mess. Harper's most likely done with the Nationals and made just a slim chance of returning. So there are several teams on this list that would like to sign Bryce Harper, like the Chicago Cubs, New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies, and maybe just maybe the Washington Nationals. The Yankees would like to make a run at Harper, but I just don't see it happening with a full outfield. The Phillies could go after him, but I just don't see it happening because Harper is on pace to become the highest paid player in MLB history. Don't forget, Harper wants a $400 million contract. So I would put the Phillies just out of reach, unless they get him down to $300 million, and maybe there is a chance. It would be between two teams mostly, the Chicago Cubs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, because they have a lot of money too. The Cubs make the most sense now because Harper has a really great friend named Chris Bryant, so that might help quite a bit. Harper would help Chicago maybe win multiple World Series. Bryce Harper, Chris Bryant, and Anthony Rizzo would make that a really fun lineup to watch. I suspect that deal would be $350 million for 10 years. So what do you guys think? Who are your top 10 free agents in 2019, and where do you think they will sign? Leave your comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like, and please share this video with friends and family. Tell me how to improve on this video in the future and what future videos you want me to do. Thank you for watching. This is Sportstagator signing off. See you next time.